Hi guys, welcome to Know Math. My name is Sir Bench Antonio, and in this video we will discuss addition and subtraction of integers. This lesson is intended for high school mathematics, especially for grade 7 students. And if you are not yet subscribed on my channel, please do not forget to hit like and subscribe for more of my videos. And of course, for you to get notified once I uploaded my new video. So let's start the topic or the lesson with the definition of integers. The word integer originated from the Latin word integer, which means whole or intact. Integers are the collection of whole numbers and negative numbers. Similar to whole numbers, integers also does not include the fractional part. Thus, we can say integers are numbers that can be positive, negative, or zero. And of course, this cannot be a fraction. Then we have this symbol for the integer, which is z. I'm showing you the classification of integers using a tree diagram. So, as you can see that the integers is composed of negative numbers and whole numbers. That whole numbers composed of zero and natural numbers. Natural numbers, these are the counting numbers. Or we can say that these are the positive numbers. And 0 is a part of whole numbers, but 0 is either a negative or a positive. Okay, take note of that. So how to add integers? So before we discuss how to add integers, let us go first with the additive inverse. The sum of an integer and its inverse is equal to 0. So when we say its inverse, the opposite of the given integer. Let's say we have this negative 6. At negative 6, the opposite of negative 6 or the inverse of negative 6 is a positive 6. That if we are to add negative 6 plus positive 6, we'll end up with 0. Why? So let's start with negative 6. If we're going to start here and then we're going to add a positive 6, take note that if we are saying positive on a number line, we are going to the right of the number line. And if we say negative, we are moving to the left of the number line. That if we are going to add positive 6 from negative 6, so from negative 6, we will move 6 units to the right as it is positive. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we'll end up with 0. That's why the inverse or the opposite of the given integer when we're going to get their sum, well, it is 0. And so as positive 6, let's say positive 6 plus negative 6. If we'll start with positive 6, and then let's count going to the left as we're going to add negative 6. So 6 units, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We'll end up with 0. And there, positive 6 plus negative 6 is 0. Again, additive inverse. Two opposite signs, two opposite integers. If we're going to get their sum, the answer is always 0. Then, if you do not see any sign on the given number, that will always be a positive. Say, for example, we have here negative 6 plus 6. So this is a negative, and we're going to add 6. 6 do not have its sign. So meaning, it is always positive. Then we have here 0. Let us try some example using the number line. Let us find the sum, or let's find the sum of the following. Number 1, negative 7 plus 4. So again, take note that positive 4 or 4 has its sign of a positive, even though we do not see a positive sign. It is positive. So let's start with negative 7, and then we'll add 4 as it is positive. We'll go into the right of the number line. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So we'll end up with negative 3. So the answer is negative 3. How about number 2? Negative 2 plus positive 5. So let's start with negative 2. And then we're going to add negative 5. As it is negative, we'll go to the left. So 5 units, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We'll end up with negative 7. So the answer is negative 7 as negative 2 plus negative 5. Number 3, 11 plus negative 3. Take note, we do not have a sign for 11. Therefore, it is a positive. So let's start with a positive 11. Then we'll add negative 3. So we'll go to the left. So we have 1, 2, 3. And we'll end up with positive 8. So the answer is 8. Even though we don't need, or we didn't write the sign of 8, it is understood that the sign is positive. Alright? But number sign this will not always work if we're going to add integers, especially on large numbers. So therefore, we have these rules to follow in able for us to add integers. These are the rules in adding integers. First, like signs. When we say like signs, these are what we call same signs. So if we see integers, or if we're going to add integers having the same sign, these are the 2 steps that we're going to do. First, we will add the integers by adding their numbers, and then we will go to copy their signs. If they are both positive, the answer will be positive. If they are both negative, the answer will be negative. That is the first rule. The second rule is, if the 2 addends are having unlike signs, or meaning different signs or not the same signs. So what are we going to do? First, we will subtract, and then we're going to copy the sign of the larger number. So we're going to check which of those 2 addends having the large number, and then we're going to adapt its signs, or its sign, I mean. Let's try. Find the sum of the following. Number 1, our example a while ago. Negative 7 plus 4. So let us check, are they like signs or unlike signs? So this is a negative number, and this is a positive number, so it is unlike sign. Or they are having unlike signs. So what are we going to do first is to subtract 7 minus 4, we have 3. And then we're going to copy the sign of the larger number. The larger number here between 7 and 4 is 7. So we're going to adopt the sign of the larger number, which is 7. And that is negative. So the answer is negative 3. Another example, number 2. Negative 2 plus negative 5. So first, check if they are having the same sign or different signs. So since negative 2 and negative 5 are having the same sign, so what are we going to do? The steps are to add first. So 2 plus 5 is 7. And the second one is to copy the sign. Since they are both negative, then we're going to copy negative. So we have negative 7 as negative 2 plus negative 5. Next, example 3. We have 11 plus negative 3. So check the signs first. So we have negative 11 and, positive 11 and a negative 3. So they have different signs. So we're going to follow the rule of unlike signs. First to subtract, 11 minus 3 is 8. And copy the sign of the larger number, which is 11. Since 11 is a positive number, so the answer is positive 8. or we can say just 8. 8 or positive 8, they are just the same. Okay? So let us try more examples. But remember the rules. Like signs, we have to add and then copy the sign. Unlike signs, we have to subtract and then copy the sign of the larger number. Let's start with number 1. Negative 28 plus negative 35. Check the signs, they are both negative. So they are like signs. We have to add. 28 plus 35, we have 63. And then, copy their signs, negative. The answer is negative 63. Number 2, negative 15 plus 42. So check their signs. We have negative and a positive. So they are unlike signs. So if they are having unlike signs, we have to subtract. 42 minus 15, that will give us 27. If I'm not mistaken. 27. And then check the sign of the larger number, which is 42, and that is positive. We're going to adopt the sign of the larger number. Let us try number 3. So in this example, we have 3 addends. So let us do it first one by one. So let's start with this. 112 plus negative 32. So this is a positive and this is a negative. So they are unlike signs, or they are having different signs. So we have to subtract 112 minus 32, that is 80. And then we're going to get the sign or copy the sign of the larger number, which is 112, and that is positive. So in this part, we have positive 80. And then we're going to add it with negative 14. So positive 80 and a negative 14 also having different signs. So if they have different signs, we're going to subtract. Okay? So if we're going to subtract 80 minus 14, that will give us 66, right? And then which one has the larger number? That is 80, and then copy the sign of 80, which is positive. Another one. 64 plus 43, or negative 43 plus negative 5 plus 11 and plus negative 10. With this kind of example, we have to, the technique that I'm going to share with you is that we have to combine first the integers that having the same sign for us to have 2 different signs as our addends. So what are the integers having the same signs? We have 64 and 11. They are both positive. So let's add them first. 64 plus 11, we have 75 as a positive 75. And then let us combine the negative numbers. What are those? 43, negative 5, or negative 43, negative 5, and negative 10. What is the answer? We have 58. Then we're going to get its signs, or their signs, that is negative 58. And with that, we can now add positive 75 plus negative 58. So since that we have having different signs as one positive, one negative, we will now subtract. Okay? So let us subtract 75 and 58. We have now 17. And then, by the rule itself, if we have different sign, we need to get the sign of the larger number, which is 75. And the answer is positive 70. You see, that is how simple to add integers. How about subtraction of integers? Subtraction of integers is somehow the same with addition of integers, but they have different rules. What are the rules in subtracting integers? First, the step 1 that we will going to do is to change the sign of the subtrahend. Take note that we have two parts of the subtraction. We have the minuend and the subtrahend. Subtrahend is the one that we are going to subtract with the first number, or the minuend, and follow the rule of addition. So that's simple as this. Let's try find the difference of the following. Number 1, -7 and -14. Take note to do the first step. Change the sign of the subtrahend. This is our minuend and this is our subtrahend. So we don't need to change the sign of the minuend as it is still a negative number, -7. But as the rule for subtraction, first rule is to change the sign of the subtrahend. Our subtrahend is +14. So from +14, we will change it to -14. So we're done with the first step. The second step is to follow the rule of addition. So therefore, we're going to add. There, we have now two same signs. So what are the rules in addition, or what are the rules in addition? We have to check if they are having the same signs. If they are having the same signs, we're going to add. So 7 plus 14, we have 21. And then after that, we're going to copy the sign. So the answer is a -21. Number 2, -12 minus -5. So again, change the sign of the subtrahend for the first step. So the minuend will still be the same as -12. Change the sign of our subtrahend, which is -5. That will give us a +5. And then follow the rule of addition of integers. Add. Then therefore, we have now different signs. So if we have different signs in addition, we have to subtract. 12 minus 5 is 7. And then let's check which number or which addends having the larger number, and that is 12. And the sign of 12 is negative. So therefore, the answer is -7. Number 3, 11 minus -23. So let us follow the rules in subtracting integers. First is the minuend will still be the same sign. Change the sign of the subtrahend from -23, that will become +23. And then we'll follow the rule of the addition. So 11 plus 23, or they are both positive, they're both positive, we're going to add. So 11 plus 23 is 34. And then we're going to copy their signs, which is positive. So the answer is +34. See? And let us try 16 minus 25. So let us do first the rules in subtracting integers. Okay? So first, minuend is 16. So stay +16. And then we have +25. Let's change from positive to -25. Follow the rule of addition. So if we have observed, they are having different signs. One positive, one negative, so we will subtract. What is 25 minus 16? And we will get 9. And check the number, or check the sign of the addends which has the larger number, and that is 25. And 25 is a negative number, so the answer is -9. Let us try more examples. Do not forget the Rules in subtracting integers. First, copy the minuend and then change the sign of the subtrahend. This is positive 16, this is positive 31, so that will become negative 31. Follow the rule of addition. So therefore, we have different signs. We will subtract as the rule of addition. So by subtracting, we'll get 15. And the rule is to get the sign of the larger number, which is negative 31. So the answer is negative 15. Number 2, 25 minus negative 15. So we have here 25, stay positive, and the negative 15 will become a positive 15. Then follow the rule of addition. So we have 25 plus 15, just 40. Because they are both positive, so we will add 40 or simply positive 40. Number 3, 11 minus 23 minus 6. So let's start with adding first these two. And then later on, if we're going to get their difference, we will going to subtract it to 6. So first, 11. Subtract with negative 23. That negative 23 will be changed as positive 23. So, we're going to add. They are having the same signs, 34. And that is positive 34. Take note, it is not the final answer as we have here minus 6. So 34 minus 6, even if we do not follow the rule of subtracting integers, but it is somehow following rule, the subtraction of integers. 34 minus 6 is simply 28. Alright, we're doing good. And number 4, positive 10 minus negative 13 plus negative 7 and negative 12. As I have told you a while ago, let's start first to change the sign of the subtrahend for the subtraction. Let's start with this one. So we have here 10 plus positive 13. So they will become both positive now, as we are going to change the sign of negative 13 positive. So we have 23. So for this part, we have 23. Let's go with this part. Negative 7, still negative as it is the minuend. Then minus positive 12. Change the sign of 12, that will become negative. Follow the rule of addition. So they are both negatives. We will add. Negative 7 plus 12 is 19. And then we'll copy their signs, which is negative. So we have now negative 19. As this is the answer for the first two terms, and this is the answer for the second two terms, which is negative 19. So their sign between is positive. So we're going to add. And that is now 4. Why 4? Because 23 is a positive, 19 is a negative. So we're going to subtract as the rule of as per rule of addition of integers. And which one has the larger number? And that is 23. Let's get the sign of 23, which is positive. So the answer is positive 4. This kind of problem, which is number 4, is somehow you're going to have a hard time answering this kind of question. But I'm going to show you a technique on how you're going to do this kind of problem as quickly as you can. Let's check. Number 1. Negative or 6 minus negative 3 plus negative 10 minus 8. Take note that the sign of the given integer, you will find it on the side of the left side of the number. Example, this one, this is positive. This one, this is negative 3. This one is a negative 10. And this one is a positive 8. But take note that between those numbers or between those integers, we have the operation. This is minus, this is plus, and this is minus. So as we read it, 6 minus negative 3 plus negative 10 minus 8. Isn't it? Alright, so what are we going to do? Here's the technique. Let's erase it first. We're going to get the signs on their left. So 6 has a positive sign. 3 has a negative, but it has its operation of negative. Take note of that. 10 is a negative and has the operation of plus. And 8 is a positive and has the operation of negative. So if you see two signs, we can say that there are also signs, the operations, plus, minus. If they have two signs on the left side of the given number, if you see same signs, that will become positive. If you see different signs, that will become negative. So 6 is a positive, 3 is a positive because we have same sign, 10 is a negative because we have different signs, and 8 is a negative because it has only one sign, which is negative. So we will treat 8 as a negative 8. So following these signs that we got, we can say it is 6, positive 3, negative 10, and negative 8. So we can now add all of them. Add. As the rule in addition, as I have told you a while ago, we're going to combine first same signs. Who has the same sign? 6 and 3. They are both positive. That is positive 9. 10 and 8, they are both negative. So it is negative 18. So we can now add. By adding different signs, we will subtract. So 18 minus 9 is 9, which is having the large value or large number, and that is 18. We're going to get its sign, negative. And the answer is negative 9. Confusing. Let us try another example. Again, let us have this divider. Okay? 21 has the sign of positive now. So let us divide. Or let us put this divider. It is not divide. Don't be confused. Okay? So you can see that we have two signs. Different signs. So that will become negative. So let's get the next one. 24 has two signs, which same signs. So that is positive. Again, if they have different signs, that will become negative. If they have the same signs, even though it is a negative signs, or if those are negative signs, that will become a positive. And negative 18 is still negative 18. So let's adapt those signs. Positive 21, negative 5, positive 24, and negative 18. Now, we can add all of them. Again, combine first Same signs. What are those having the same sign? 21 and 24. So this is 45 and they are positive. 5 and 18. They are 23 and it is negative. So we can say now 45 and a negative 23. In the rule of addition, sorry, it is not the final answer. In the rule of addition, if we have different signs, subtract. 45 minus 23 is 22. Which one having the large number? And that is 45. The answer is positive, 22. Number 3, try more. So let's adopt the sign of 1 and that is positive. 2, we have 2 same signs and that is positive. 6, we only have 1 sign, negative, so negative. 9, we have 2 signs, different signs, and that is negative. So let's get their sign. We have positive 1, we have positive 2, we have negative 6, and we have negative 9. So let's add all of them. Combine first, same sign. So these two having the same sign and that is 3. And these two having the same signs and that is 15, negative. So we will now add these two. 3 and negative 15, different signs, therefore we will subtract. And that is 12. Which has the larger number, or which is the larger number, and that is 15. Get the sign of 15 and that is negative. So the answer is negative 12. Another one. Last example 4. 30. Let's get the sign of 30. That is positive. For the 3, we have 2 signs which is the same and that will positive. And in this example, we have here a symbol of absolute value. And if you are not yet familiar with the absolute value, I have another video lesson with regards to the absolute value. And on that video, you will learn how to get the absolute value. And the absolute value of 27 is positive 27. That 27 has now its positive sign. This one. Take note, absolute value of a negative 27 is positive 27. So kindly watch the video, my video with the lesson of absolute value. Then you will learn how to get the absolute value of a given integer. Next one is 22. We have negative. So let's write all of those numbers. We have 30 as a positive 30. We have 3 positive. We have 27 positive. We have 22 negative. So let's add. So what are the numbers having the same signs? So these 3. 30, 3, and 27, they are all positives. So if we're going to add them up, we'll get positive 60. And the remaining number is negative 22, or the remaining integer is negative 22. Then we'll add different signs, so subtract. The answer is 38. And which is the larger number? That is 60. So get the sign of 60, positive. So the answer is positive 38. And that is how to add and subtract integers. I have this math challenge for you guys. Kindly watch the absolute value, the lesson, or the video with the lesson of absolute value, and you will be able to answer this question. 11 plus the absolute value of negative 4 minus negative 9 minus the absolute value of positive 50. If you know the answer, guys, do not forget to comment your answer and I will be glad to assist you on that. Please do not forget to hit like and subscribe for more of my videos. Thank you for watching.